Welcome to our channel, Seekers of Wisdom and Strength. On this journey, we uncover the depths often left unspoken, where vulnerability hides beneath strength, and the unseen reveals the essence of human connection. Today, we delve into a topic seldom approached with the insight of true Stoic understanding: the 13 hidden weaknesses of women every man should know. Not to exploit or judge, but to foster understanding, cultivate patience, and enrich our shared experience of life's complexities. Let us tread carefully, for these truths, if seen through a Stoic lens, will teach us not just about others, but also about the depths of our own character. In our shared pursuit of understanding, we confront truths that, when illuminated, challenge us to respond with reason and composure. Today, we turn our gaze toward understanding the hidden weaknesses of women, not as an exercise in judgment or dominance, but as a pathway to deeper compassion, self-control, and fortitude. We explore this through the lens of Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that calls us to mastery over self and a life unshaken by external forces. 1. The weight of expectation. Women often carry silent, invisible pressures from societal roles to personal ambitions. These expectations can create a constant internal dialogue of self-assessment. The Stoic approach is to observe these pressures in others with compassionate neutrality. Marcus Aurelius taught that we only have control over our responses, not over external forces. This understanding allows us to be supportive without becoming entangled in the emotional toll of expectations. By recognizing this weakness, we foster empathy and avoid reacting with impatience when someone struggles to meet their own perceived obligations. Women often bear the silent burden of societal and personal expectations. Marcus Aurelius observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Understanding that women might struggle with the pressure to meet ideals reminds us to respond not with frustration but with empathy. We must be steadfast, neither swayed by their perceived successes nor their failures, but instead remain calm in the face of their inner battles. 2. The fear of vulnerability. The fear of being open and exposed is universal, but it can be especially pronounced for those who have faced criticism or hurt. Women in particular may guard themselves due to past experiences or cultural conditioning. Seneca's reminder that we suffer more in imagination than in reality is crucial here. Observing vulnerability helps us build trust and patience without trying to force vulnerability to surface. For the Stoic, this is an exercise in restraint and understanding, allowing others the space to reveal themselves on their terms while maintaining our calm presence. For many, showing vulnerability is tantamount to exposing oneself to potential harm. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Women at times guard their hearts fiercely, appearing distant or impenetrable. To the Stoic, recognizing this is not an invitation to pry or push, but a reminder to respect boundaries while staying grounded in one's own emotional center. 3. Overthinking and self-doubt. Overthinking can stem from a place of self-doubt and fear of making wrong choices. Epictetus reminds us that our distress comes not from external events, but from our interpretation of them. When we see someone grappling with overthinking, the Stoic response is not to judge, but to offer calm and collected energy. We practice listening and observing, knowing that overthinking, though pervasive, does not require us to be reactive or caught up in their anxieties. Instead, we model clarity and simplicity. Overthinking, whether driven by past experiences or anticipated judgment, is a silent challenge many face. Epictetus taught, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them." This insight applies universally, but to understand its manifestation in others helps foster patience and grace. For the Stoic, witnessing such traits in another is a prompt to extend kindness while maintaining internal peace. 4. The desire for validation. The desire for external approval is common, but can become a hidden weakness when it shapes one's self-worth. Zeno emphasized the importance of self-reliance and finding value within. When we see this need in someone, our role as Stoics is to understand it without feeding it. This means not reinforcing dependence on external validation, but encouraging the pursuit of inner contentment. By doing so, we strengthen our ability to stand firm and compassionate, offering genuine support without compromising our own emotional balance. The quest for validation is a common struggle, as old as time. Zeno of Citium, founder of Stoicism, urged us to find worth within, rather than through the eyes of others. When we see this need emerge in women we know, we must recognize it as a universal human trait, reminding ourselves to uphold inner strength and not be tempted to wield this understanding manipulatively. 5. Navigating emotional conflict. Women, like all people, may find themselves in moments of emotional turmoil that seem disproportionate to their external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius noted that it is not the event itself that troubles us, but how we judge it. When emotional conflict arises, a Stoic observes and acknowledges it without becoming swept up in it. We practice maintaining calm even as others wrestle with their storms, not as distant spectators but as steady presences that can offer grounding. This reinforces our internal discipline while fostering respect for their process. The Stoics valued emotional balance, understanding that conflict often arises from a lack of harmony within. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." Women, like all people, may wrestle with internal discord. The Stoics' challenge is to see through the veil of their emotional storms, maintaining poise and choosing responses that reflect inner tranquility. 6th, attachment to perception. Attachment to how others perceive them can shape a person's behavior and choices. Seneca's teachings on desire and fear show that seeking validation from external perception leads to inner turmoil. For Stoics, recognizing this attachment in others allows us to maintain neutrality and kindness. When someone becomes preoccupied with how they are seen, we remind ourselves not to contribute to or challenge their perception anxiously. Instead, we practice steadfast composure and lead by example, demonstrating that true worth is independent of others' opinions. Seneca wisely noted, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This speaks not only to material wealth, but to the need for external validation. Women may often be more sensitive to perception, how they're seen, judged, or valued by society, and those close to them. For the Stoic, witnessing this is a call to practice apatheia, freedom from passion, not allowing our view of their concern to shape our peace. 7. Empathy and its burdens. Empathy is often lauded as a strength, but when overextended, it can become a hidden burden. Empathetic individuals, especially women in nurturing roles, may take on more emotional weight than they can bear. The Stoic recognizes this and respects the limits of empathy by practicing sympatheia, a universal connection balanced with personal boundaries. Epictetus reminds us that we must support others while preserving our own mental clarity. We do this by offering understanding without merging with their emotional state, which enables us to stay resilient and effective as allies. Empathy is a strength, yet when overextended, it becomes a weakness that weighs heavily. The Stoic understands that true compassion does not mean bearing the emotional weight of others, but offering support while remaining centered. Epictetus would remind us to offer understanding to those struggling under the pressure of their own empathetic nature, while preserving our own mental clarity and strength. 8. The fear of rejection. Many people, especially those who are sensitive or introspective, may guard their true emotions with complex layers of behavior. Marcus Aurelius' advice to look beneath the surface encourages us to practice deeper perception without letting ourselves be carried away by assumptions. Understanding these layers means not being easily swayed by immediate impressions. As Stoics, we engage with reason and patience, recognizing that a person's reactions may be informed by experiences we do not see. This fosters respect for their emotional depth while keeping our response measured. Fear of rejection is powerful. affecting decisions and emotional openness. This fear can manifest subtly, such as hesitation in voicing opinions or reluctance to take risks. Seneca's teaching to focus on the present rather than anxiously depend on the future is relevant here. Observing this fear in others should inspire patience and an understanding that such vulnerabilities stem from a shared human condition. The Stoic practice is to remain calm, not offering false reassurance but embodying stability that allows others to confront their fears without additional pressure. The fear of being rejected, whether in personal relationships, professional spaces, or social circles, is a potent undercurrent. The Stoic approach is to recognize that this fear, while profound, is often unfounded. Seneca's words echo in response. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. We acknowledge this fear without judgment, recognizing that overcoming it starts with how we choose to respond, not with condescension, but with equanimity. 9. Complex emotional layers. People, especially those who guard themselves closely, may mask their true emotions behind complex layers. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Look beneath the surface. Let not the several quality of a thing nor its worth escape thee." A Stoic practices seeing beyond these layers with calm insight, neither drawn into reactive behavior nor passively accepting the first impression. This cultivates wisdom and keeps us aligned with rational responses. 10th, sensitivity to words. Words wielded carelessly can wound deeply. Epictetus's teachings on the power of reaction remind us that it's not the words spoken but how we choose to interpret them that affects us. This sensitivity can be both a strength and a vulnerability. For a Stoic, being mindful of language and its impact helps us communicate with kindness and intention. At the same time, we understand that our strength lies in not being provoked by others' reactions, holding true to a balanced approach that promotes peace. Words carry a power that can uplift or wound deeply. Epictetus counseled that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In recognizing that women might have heightened sensitivity to certain words, we refine our own speech to maintain respect and honesty. This practice isn't one of calculated speech for manipulation, but one of controlled responses that align with Stoic values: patience, respect, and self-awareness. 13. Longing for stability. Stability is sought for comfort and security, yet the pursuit can sometimes lead to anxiety or overdependence. Marcus Aurelius's reminder to dwell on the beauty of life speaks to appreciating the present rather than clinging to an idealized future. For a Stoic, recognizing this longing in others is a reminder to maintain grounded support without promising false certainties. We embody stability ourselves, showing that while life is inherently unpredictable, strength comes from how we choose to anchor ourselves amid change. Lastly, the search for stability, whether emotional, financial, or relational, is a universal pursuit. For some women, this search is driven by past uncertainties or future anxieties. As Stoics, we acknowledge this longing with compassion, but stay anchored in our own principles. Marcus Aurelius would say, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them." We stay constant, providing stability not by promising it from the outside, but by embodying it from within. These 13 weaknesses do not diminish individuals. Rather, they highlight the shared struggles we all face as human beings. The Stoic response is not to manipulate or view them with disdain, but to approach them with a balance of understanding, empathy, and unwavering self-control. We learn to be mirrors of calm and reason in a world where others may falter, and in doing so, we solidify our commitment to a life of true Stoic virtue. Understanding these hidden weaknesses does not mean we exploit them or view them as deficiencies. Instead, it is a testament to our shared humanity. The true Stoic sees and understands, but above all practices self-control, kindness, and rationality in every encounter. In doing so, we build unshakable strength that radiates outward, shaping interactions and relationships in a way that reflects wisdom, not want, fortitude, not fragility. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos on Stoicism, relationship, and personal growth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And stay tuned for more insights on how to elevate your life and relationship.